We're Team Storm and our product name is Cautious Tenant. Cautious Tenant is a house review application that provides basic information for houses and users, crowdsourced reviews, reserve, recommend, and like options, as well as price comparison service. And here is our landing page. For a new user, he can create an account first. He can create either a tenant or an owner. The user should provide his basic information like username, password, first name, last name, and etc. Especially for if he is an owner, he should tell how many houses he owned, and if he is a tenant, he should provide some other information or his requirements. Users can do many things using our application. For example, he can search for housing information and reviews, or find the user and see his credit. I'm gonna show you some examples. So users can search for housing information by city. We simply click into search for a townhouse by city and enter the city name, San Jose. And the results are shown here. This image is only part of the form because there are many rows and columns of this form. Users can also update or delete a house. So let's choose this house, and the original row looks like this. We can click Update and input the new description for this house. So after we click Submit, and this house becomes like this. So we can see that the description is updated. Users can also search for a user by first name. This is on top of the landing page. So we input the first name, for example, Ken, and the results are here. You can also see a user's credit, reviews, recommendations, likes, or reservations. Let's choose this user and click the credit of this user. And the credit is shown here. We can see this user's SSN, credit history month, and credit score. Users can also update or delete a user. Again, we choose this user and update his last name to Smith. And the row will become like this. The last name is updated. Finally, users can find 50 cheapest houses in a certain city. Since our application is for tenants, so we sort the houses by their house rent. So we click into cheapest house by city and enter San Jose. Here are the results. And if we look at the house rent column, we can see that these houses are indeed sorted by house rent in ascending order. Next, I want to go through all the milestones. In milestone 1, we made an initial plan. We initially planned to build a house review application that provides basic information, crowdsourced reviews, price comparison service about house properties on market for home buyers and tenants who are unhappy with information asymmetry in credit market.
We can search users by the username. First, let me put some random name, Jamie. There are several usernames here. Even they have like same first name, and they can delete the user, update user, credit, review, recommendation, like, and reservation. In this update, and not everyone have a review, a recommendation, likes, and reservation. So in this user, he maybe don't have a review, but he have recommendations. And if I delete the recommendation and search again, then the recommendation is deleted. But we also can see the credit here shows social credit history and credit score. I search first name Bunny, and it's return this data. If I click this reviews, you can show like he have 2 reviews, and he also have some recommendations. If I select another username, I think someone have likes here. Maybe this one. Yes, he have likes. If I delete the like, and search again, and he should not have likes. It's the same for the reservation. Not everyone has, but I guess he have. Yeah, he have the reservation here. I created owner by my username here, Ken, and then maybe some password, my name here, users on Gmail, phone number, put some random phone number, age 25, street 1, and the city I put San Jose here because I live here, and state, zip code, and house owned, maybe I house owned 1. So I submit. When I search my first name, it should be put here, right? Yeah, it should be put here. Everything's here. I don't create this part of the credit card review recommendations, but I can update the last name. I put my last name, and I update. If I search again, the last name should be changed. And then I use my owner to create my townhouse. So maybe I put street here and San Jose, the state and the zip code. Availability is true. Some random date. Username is Ken. So I put other data is just random. This is true. And the rent I put 1, maybe 100. Okay, maybe 500. House, I don't know. Put something different. So I put 2. Then I create my townhouse. If I search for my townhouse, I can in the database by the city. You should find my townhouse here because I put all description 1, and the rent is 500. But if this data is too much, maybe I can't easily to find. So in this position, I can use find the cheapest house in the city. I search in San Jose. You can see the cheapest just is right here, which is I created. You can see here. So this function is easily for us to find the cheapest house by the city. Then I can delete my data here, username. It's successful. If I search again, you can't find it.
We can divide 12 classes into 3 parts. The first part is related to users. It includes users, which is a parent class, owners, tenants, and credits of users. The second part includes houses, townhouses, apartments, and single-family houses. The third part is about users' attitude of a property, including reviews, recommendations, reservations, and likes. Data sources of those 12 classes are imported to MySQL database from corresponding CSV files. The user part includes 4 classes, in which users are parent class of tenants and owners. A user has username, password, first name, last name, email, phone, age, and the address of the user. Specially, we create an credit table, which is used to store the features relevant with user credit. Credit has an auto-increment primary key, credit ID. We build a connection between users and credit by introducing a foreign key, username, to credit. Tenants and owners inherit users by using same username as primary key. Tenants have specific features like pets and parking. As for owners, it has an owner ID, which can be used to build a connection between owners and houses. We also record the number of houses the owners own. We also create tables for houses-related classes. Houses is the parent class of townhouses and single-family houses and apartments, all of them using house ID as primary key. In house class, features about locations, equipments, price of the houses are stored. For townhouses and single-family houses, we introduce feature furnished to mark the status of property. As for apartment, capacity of apartment is recorded. For classes is used to reflect users' attitude towards properties. All of these 4 classes use usernames of users and house ID of houses as foreign key, and use corresponding auto-increment ID as primary key. To implement this website, we use Java database connectivity to access MySQL database using Java program. And then we use Java server pages to create dynamic generated web pages, which interacts with users and pass requests of users to JDBC. Then do manipulations on datasets or return data information to JSP. Our JDBC includes their main packages, model, del, and servlet. In model package, we implement 12 classes of this project. In del package, we have a connection manager that connects with local database, and we have 12 DAOs which can insert new data into database, update and delete existing data, and read data from database. All classes in servlet package has two methods, get and post. Servlet package connect JSP with methods in del package. JSP provides user entry to create new data, query, update, and delete data in database. JSP also provides dynamic web content based on user requests.
After we create our database model, we can use the data combined external data source to use data analysis. First, we combine the internal data and external data in the ETL workflow. Then we create some chart here. In this chart, we want to find some relationship between some tax, sale tax, and apartment rent. We use California tax rate by the external data source, and we create this chart. In this chart, we can find some little relationship when the tax increase, the rent apartment rent is increase more or less even maybe it's not a very correlation, but I think they have some relationship between the tax and the rent. Another data analysis is used to find some relationship between the GDP and the house price. We find the external data from this website is GDP of the United States by year. We create in the ETL workflow and create this chart. You can find its the relation between the GDP and the house price. And by the year, it's very convenient for us find some relationship and use for our database in the future. We plan to do next is we want to update the several systems. First, we want update the recommendation system, which we can based on user preference. First, the price. We can recommend some price range if they want, like some user only tenants only consider about like under 1,000. Maybe some is want to have like 2,000 to 3,000, and we also can recommend some user with a quiet level house. Some tenants want to like a more quiet house, and some maybe like the other maybe not. Some users want like a pet friendly house, and some apartment maybe can allow the pets, some not. So we can recommend the tenants with this pet friendly house. And we also can recommend this rent date, and some tenants only consider about like 10 days or like 1 month, 2 months. So we can provide this recommended house about this particular house. The same idea is like a parking, maybe provide like a 3 or 4 parking lot slot. Some user maybe consider about the safety. So next we want to update is the reservation system, which we can build several slot times. The user can just select the start time without to communicate with the owners. Like this one, I select 10:50 a.m. So I just to click and make the reservation. I don't need to talking with the owner. Is it time okay? Or when is okay available for you? So build this reservation can save for both of them. Another we want to improve is the price compare system. Right now it's only order by cities, but we can do order by the zip code or order by location. I want to find the cheapest house around me like 5 miles. Also I can only select the cheapest house by pet-friendly house.